Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Amra and this is Amra's Beauty Blog. If you're a subscriber, then a welcome return. If you like this video, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for weekly uploads. So today I'm going to be showing you a little bit more from the Christian Dior holiday collection. I'm dressed up a bit because we are now entering party season and I thought it would be nice to do kind of like an inspired eye look for the party season with a couple of different lips that I'm going to show you. So the last of the two palettes from the limited edition collection is the shade Golden Masquerade, and Golden Masquerade is more goldy and really beautiful, and I thought they were just very different. The other one was more cool tone, this is a little bit more warmer. I wanted to show you this palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's in the gold packaging again. I really liked this, so I thought let me pick this one up, and I thought this would make a really lovely kind of party look to inspire you. And then I thought what would be fun would be to show you one of the other stylos that I picked up, which was the other one that they released for the holidays, and it was in 846 Pearly Pink, and I thought I'd put that on the lower part of my lash line to kind of show you how I would use this shade because it's a bit unusual. And then I have three remaining lip shades that I picked up. Two of them are the Sequin ones and they're in 893 Masquerade and 353 Liaison. There was one lipstick that I really liked, and it was Rose BAVARDE in Velvet 284. So I thought what we could do is I would do an eye look and then we would try all these three shades together, the eyeliner, and then I have a blush that I don't think I've shown you, which is Rosewood, which is from the Backstage collection, which I'm going to put on for you to kind of finish off the look, and then a little bit of mascara to finish off a look if I were going out. So let's get comfy, let's get inspired, let's put this on. So as I mentioned, we're going to start with the eyeshadow first. So I'm going to do some swatches for you and then we're going to put it straight on. So as I mentioned, this is how it looks and it's absolutely gorgeous. I think this may be the palette that's on the model that you see, and I thought this was such a lovely colour story. Right, so let me swatch these from you. We're going to go around this way until we get to the centre, which is that beautiful gold shade. So we'll start off with this one. They are so beautiful. I don't really want to touch them, but the colours are beautiful. So let's take a look at the first shade. Then this lighter shade here. Then we're going to go on to this shade here, which is the one that I think this was a shade that was on the model because it's a more deeper kind of shade, but I will build that up. And then we've got the two final shades, which is this shade here, which we'll put here. And then the last shade in the centre, which is this gold shade. And that goes right at the end there. Beautiful for an evening look. So let's take a look at these. I'm going to put that shade on first, just on the eye, kind of like a peachy colour, just to kind of neutralise the eye a little bit. It's got a bit of glitter to it. I'm tempted to try this shade out below here, blending those two shades together. I think I might take that one there and just place that with the other shades and blend it over the eye. We're going to try this darker shade now. I think this is going to look stunning. I'm just going to place it on the outer V first, just to see how it looks. Looks really nice actually. I'm just blending that out. Really lovely, and all the shades are like blending so well together. It looks like a little sort of sunrise. I might take this shade again. I'm going to put this on the lower lash line, so just put some on the top part of my lash line as well because I like the intensity of this shade. And I'm going to put a little bit on the lower lash line like I mentioned, just on the edge, and do the other side. And a little bit on the upper lash line there, because I like the intensity of the colour. And I'm thinking I might put that shade all over the lid. I feel like I want to see how that looks. So I have like a flat brush and I'm going to go into that shade. And I just want to see what it looks like just as an all over eye shade. over my eyelid space because I'm quite excited about this shade. Do you know what? That actually does work. It just gives it an intensity to the eye. That's really cute. And then what I thought I'd do is, we've still got the gold, so I'm going to see if I can put the gold on the inner part of the eye. We're going to go into the center shade just to give a pop of gold just on the inner corner, and just taking it up a little bit, kind of letting it blend with that shade that I put on earlier, the more reddish shade. And then taking the gold again, putting it on the brow bone, doing the same on the other side, and a little bit on the Cupid's bow, and then a little bit on the nose. And it's just giving me a bit of a gold moment. And I'm taking the gold now that I can see my eyes a bit more, and I'm just trying to blend it on the crease, just so the two colours are blending. And I'm just going to take a blender brush and just blend it a little bit more. It's working quite seamlessly. So I'm going to add this liner which I was talking about. This is the one in the shade Pearly Pink. It's a little bit different for me, but I think it will look kind of cool, and I will do a swatch for you. Right, so I'm just going to do a quick hand swatch so you can see. The shade is quite light, so it's not going to look that sort of strong, but what it will do is just give a bit of a distinct sort of look to the eye. So there is a little bit of glitter in it, so it's quite interesting. So let's take a look. I'm going to put it on the lower part of my lash line. You can see that it's kind of like giving it something a little bit different under the eye. You can see that it's making it look a little bit like it pop a little bit. And then I'm going to show you a mascara now. This shade is one that I haven't actually shown you. It's the shade Brick. It's 664. This is what it looks like, the colour. And I thought, like, if you're going out for a night out, you want something a little bit different. So I thought, let me show you this. So I'm going to put it on now, and I'll do you a little swatch after. That's what the shade looks like. So let's put it on. It gives it kind of like a reddish dynamic. It's something a little bit different. I'm just going to do the other side now. Sometimes what I like to do is mix the black mascara with this shade, just to give it something different. But like, this is a look that people play around with now, this sort of kind of barely there eye look. It's like you've got something on but you haven't got something on. Perfect, so I've got that on now. And let me do a quick sort of swatch for you so you can see the shade. But it's like this sort of brick red. It's a really unusual shade. Okay, so I have everything on now. So what I'm going to do is just intensify everything. I am probably going to take that more reddish shade again and intensify the eyelid space with that shade. So I'm just going to use the brush and go in, follow the crease, and just intensify the eyelid space so that when I open and close you can still see the shade. When you intensify it, it looks so much better on the eyelid space. It just feels like it's more of a statement piece, and you can see now that it's a lot stronger. So I've taken that and I've really followed that red shade, and then I'm just going to put a little bit more like so under both eyes there, just to intensify it more. So based on that, I think we're ready for the blush now. As I mentioned, I don't think I reviewed this yet. This was the Rosy Glow Backstage blush, and it's the shade Rosewood. And I really like this shade, and I think it's going to go really well with this look. So this is what Rosewood looks like, and I'll do a hand swatch for you. Right, so let's do a quick hand swatch of Rosewood, and this is what Rosewood looks like. Right, so now we have the eye look on. Let's put on this blush, and I've got my Wayne Goss brush. I'm just gonna tap it on. That's lovely. I can see how pretty this shade is. It's a lovely shade. We're going to start off with the shade Rose Bavarde, and it's a velvet one, and this is glorious. This is in the gold packaging from the holiday collection. There were a few other shades, but this was the one that I liked the most. This is what it looks like. You open it up and look at the beauty of this. Can you see all the way around? It's got Dior, and then it's got like a pattern. I mean, the attention to detail is just stunning. This is such an everyday kind of shade. And I mean, let's just appreciate this gold packaging. Oh. So let's do a hand swatch of this shade. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Wow. Okay, so let's swatch this on the lips. Here we go. This is lovely. Definitely like a lovely everyday shade. It's really, really pretty on. This is Belvedere. So we're going to go on to the next shade. This is the Rouge Dior Forever Liquid. I told you I picked up some of these new shades, and the one I'm going to show you next is 353 Liaison. So let's take a look. So this is what Liaison looks like. Such a pretty colour. And I'll do a quick hand swatch for you as well of Liaison. Remember, this is the Sequin glittery formula. Right, so let's put Liaison on together now. This is a beautiful colour as well. It reminds me of like a corally colour, but there is like a mix in there that just adds something to it. I'm just making sure I've got enough product here. When I purse my lips together, we've got that magical effect that we're looking for. But this is what it looks like when you first put it on. Then obviously we're going to have to let it dry for a little bit, and then we will purse our lips together and see how this shade looks. Right, so we've let that dry. Now we're going to purse our lips together. And this is where the magic happens, and you can see the sequins coming through. That's pretty. So this is Liaison. So this is the next shade that we're going to do together. This one is the shade 893 Masquerade. It's definitely the deepest. And then I'm going to do this and just do a hand swatch for you now of Masquerade. But you can see That is a gorgeous shade. Okay, so let's move on to the final shade. This is the shade 893 Masquerade. Let's put this on together now. Beautiful. So this is what Masquerade looks like without pursing the lips yet, but we will do that in a minute. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. I think it's time to purse the lips. Well, here we go. This one is definitely more patchier than the other shades, but you can still see the glitter. I wish it wasn't as patchy. Let me just fill it in a little bit more. It might have been the way that I applied it, but just filling it in a little bit more. I'm going to do the same again. Hoping maybe I just accidentally put too little. Tell me what you think, guys. I think it's a really pretty shade, but I feel like it's gathering on the lower part of my lip, which is a shame because it's a really lovely shade when you put it on. I'm just letting it dry a little bit more because I think I'm pursing it a bit too early. It's sort of gathering and I'm not sure why that's happening. You can see the colour and you can see the glitter coming through. I almost have to like use my finger and use a little bit of extra work to get the shade to pop out. Can you see that? It's almost better if I use my finger and run it over the lips. And the glitter's coming out now. So I think that looks better. What do you think, guys? It's not gathering as much on the inner part of my lip. But that looks better, I think. So that is the last shade, Masquerade. And let you know my thoughts on what I picked up, whether or not I would pick it up again. I feel as though that this one is gorgeous once I've played with the colour, as you can see. I really like this shade and the way that it goes with the eye look. I think my concern is with these sequin lips, they are a little bit drying. So what happens is that you think it's going to look a certain way, but it takes a bit of work to make it kind of look like a perfect lip. And so I would say a lip liner helps immensely, and also using your finger to just blur it out a bit, because sometimes it gathers on the inner part of my lip. I don't know why that's happening, but it seems to be happening with this one. The lipstick was really pretty. I wish it was a different shade. It's not very holiday for me, although out of all of them that was my favourite one that I picked. They always bring out their red colour. I mean, I've got a lot of the red one already, so I wanted to get something a little bit different, and I think that they need to kind of think of some more unusual colours for the holidays, or colours that are a little bit more interesting. A bit disappointed with that lip, although it's really lovely and pretty. I don't know if it's a holiday lip. And then with the eyeshadow, beautiful. I love that reddish purple shade that I've got on my lid. It's beautiful, and it's the one that they use on the campaign and is stunning. The eyeliner was lovely, just to make a bit of a pop signature thing coming through, and the mascara was nice. It's a little bit different to see because normally I use a black mascara, so it was nice to try something a little bit different. And the blush was pretty. Rosewood is a really gorgeous shade and it goes well with my complexion, so very happy with that. So overall, I think that I like the pieces that I picked up, but the quality, especially the sequin one, I wish it was more easier to work with, this particular formula. I noticed in the previous year, like, it wasn't that much hard work, but for this year, I don't know why, it seemed like it was more harder to get the colour to come through. Let me know your thoughts, because if you picked this up, I'd like to know as well what you thought of the sequin lip. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it's inspired you. Please let me know your thoughts, your comments. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.